Okay, this is a Thieaudio, I think that's how it's pronounced, Phantom 101mm planar headphone. And while I've been doing videos for other stuff since probably February, I've been wanting to do this video. I've been wanting people to not spend money and to save their money to get this, because this is something that people could walk away from the hobby with. Seriously, I wanted to do this video months ago, but because of logistics and procurement and people making connections with companies, that wasn't possible. So I was told to sit on it. No problems there, because I've been listening to it. So what you're looking at is the retail box that comes with the item, and it's a very nice package, and it's nice. But I got these. It's the same one. I got this one before it got branded. So this one has the brand on the side of it for the company. Before it got branded and was being sent out, I absolutely fell in love with these. Absolutely, head over heels fell in love with these. My experience with Planars are the Audi's LCDX, I believe, because somebody said those are good with bass relative to other Odysseys. So I was told. And also I think I had the 2.2 or the 2.2 revision. I'm not sure what that was called. One of them was not appealing to me because the bass wasn't as stated, and the other one I had, if I held it like this, there was actually a gap between the two pads, and it was reflected in the fact that it didn't really give me a good seal. This and that one both do the same thing. They sit on my head properly. My head is wider than my fingers, as everybody's is. It fits quite nice. It stretches easily. There's no odd crinks, anything like that. Quality's good. I usually have this, as you could just hear, on 3 clicks. That would be pretty much how I listen to it at my size. So I got these in February, and I'm listening to IEMs and doing a bunch of stuff, and then I said, if you can make a connection with these people, you should do that. This is something that you should put on your shelf. This is really nice. This is end game stuff for some people. Some people balk at the term end game. Other people, there is a goal. And if you've been watching my channel for any period of time, you've noticed that when I do reviews, I like to try to put the music in the review. Like, you're looking at the album art because you recognize music from your mother's collection or your own collection, your father's collection, and you can maybe connect with something that I'm saying. Like, I can hear Peter Frampton doing this, or I can hear Robert Plant coming in, or I talk about the music. People can kind of connect with that, and then they can disagree with what you're saying, because I don't want to hear John Paul Jones but too close like that. So I know what he's saying, but that's really not my cup of tea. So this is really all about the music. If I had these headphones and didn't get another set for the rest of my life, I would be totally cool. These play hip-hop, Tupac, very nice. The bass, all of the minute detail is on a level that I've not ever heard with any other headphone ever. People will say, oh, the stuff in 1,000, 2,000. Perhaps true, but in my listening sessions that I've done here in Japan, where I walk into a headphone shop and I can listen to whatever people are listening to. I've got videos on my channel going into headphone shops. If you flip my channel backwards, everything. Think of something and I've listened to it. I never had the feeling like, you know what, I really would like to get this. You see the DAPs that I listen to? If I wanted to turn that into the headphone direction, I could get the top of the line. Whatever, $5,000 I would spend for headphones, probably maximum. If I thought that I would get the benefit and that I could just stop right there and then not invest any further, I would do that. I'm not interested in chasing my tail. I want something that plays music and plays it really good. I'm not really interested in listening to other headphones beyond that. I got this Mogami balance cable on this one. This, again, you're not going to get the balance cable. This is one that I got off of Yahoo. And this is a 4.4 because I was listening to it on the N8 and also on the tube amp with the M11. So that's how this one's configured. This one's the same thing as this. I've been listening to it, but since this one's already set up. But this is my headphone. I got it cabled. I got it connected. This is my grab it. This is the nicest pair of transducers I have in my collection. Over ear, in ear, or anything right here. But it doesn't matter what genre I'm playing. It gives me magnificent amount of detail, and the bass is perfect. It's perfect. The bass, 4-string bass guitar has never sounded as good as it does on this set right here. It's absolutely amazing. I enthusiastically, I've been saying that word recently, I'm on that trip. I became a hype person to the seller. I was like, why don't you get that? Okay, you know. And then there was this discussion of how summer was just not even like spring was coming. So, you know, putting something that's kind of warm on your ear is the warm season coming, like when you want to do that. And so there were other things, and I was thinking to myself, man, just, you know, people's wallets are not endless, and get this in their collection before other people buy something, because it's got a brand name on it and it's got QC issues, and get this one out. So someone's spending $100 for P1, somebody else is spending about the same as this for a pair of Fearless. If you're asking me would I buy a pair of any of the Fearless or would I get this, I would get this. That's a ridiculous question. This driver covers, this is 101 millimeters. This is over the side of your head and over the full area of your ear. Every part of your ear, if you're in science and biology and you know the names of the ear, parts of the ear, it's hitting all of that at the same time regular sound would. Pretty much. Sounds don't come at you at the exact same speed if you're listening to a live concert. For example, the distance, the frequency range of the note, it travels slightly different, hits your ear. But in personal audio, about as good as you can get as an analog to a real life experience is something that basically is going to hit your ear at the same moment. It definitely is better than something that is stuck into your ear canal, because you don't get any sense of space like that. This blew my mind. After dealing with some of the stuff that was on Mass Drop, which I thought the Jubilee was good. I actually liked it a lot. I was surprised by how good that was, but that's not anything like this. Not even remotely close. This is a whole new level. This is stuff that people will listen to and say, I don't need to buy headphones anymore. It seems like earphones are a constant, you know what I mean? I don't really know why, and I'm not really sure about headphones. I did do a couple reviews before, and it seemed like the community of people in headphones is different and not that friendly. So I thought, you know what, frig headphones. But these got sent to me. I ended up falling in love with them. If you're thinking about what's the music, I'm going to do a review with it. But I listen to a lot of 70s rock and roll. I listen to a lot of 90s West Coast hip-hop, some East Coast as well. I like Biggie. I like Nas. I like Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, DOC, West Coast Connection, UGK, Ghetto Boys, and all of the classic 70s rock and roll. So I like my typical basically a 4-member band in the mold of like Led Zeppelin, or many members of a band, or hip-hop with deck created bass hit, maybe layered on top of a 4-string that was sampled from something from George Clinton or something like that. So kind of complicated with multi-layers. That's how Dr. Dre became actually, really. He kind of was doing a little bit of the Phil Spector wall of sound thing with West Coast. He was doing a lot of layering. Kendrick Lamar took that to a new level. If you listen to Kendrick Lamar, you know that is a lot of, there's a lot of little Easter eggs in his music that you can pick up if you have high quality gear. Kendrick Lamar, if you're an audiophile and you've thought, I'd like to try hip hop sometime, get some Kendrick Lamar stuff. I'm a Tupac fan, but I think people look at his image and think, I'll pass on that. Kendrick Lamar is a fucking genius. Lyrically, if you can't get the message of what he's talking about, you might appreciate the quality of the sound that they're producing in the studio. Some of his producers that he works with are absolutely outstanding. I have OCD. I want to catch every teeny tiny little bit of detail that I can get, and this absolutely is my go-to set for enjoying music. I said to somebody before that if I'm listening to over-ears, I'm relaxed because I can't really catch I'm more tethered to, I don't walk around outside with these. This is sit home and relax, so I got to be in a relaxed mood. Earphones are more of like anytime, like I'm stressed out and I'm doing something, I can listen to earphones. I'm going out, I take them with me. It's portable. You can use earphones. These are when I'm relaxed and in the mood to chill. And these are the ultimate chill. These are, since the time that I've been dealing with Linsoul, since I think it was a year ago, last September. This is the nicest thing I've received from them, by far. if I could go back and take some of the things I hyped, but you can't do that. Nobody that's been in this hobby for any reasonable amount of time can go back and say, I'd adjust that. I've tried to when I could. I got no regrets, but there is a honeymoon period. And this got through that because that was February, March, April, May, June. And when I was told, it was sending you us like a retail version box. And is it the same thing? I will point out one thing. Got to be real with you guys. This pad is slightly different than this one. I don't know if you can notice it. This one looks a little more furrier. I like this one. This is fine, but I did say, man, if you could get the pad, these ones, these are like memory foam. These are so comfortable. These just like melt onto your head. These are absolutely fantastic. I love these. I can't. If you're budget and you're thinking, I want to get something, these will drive off of most DAPs. For 47 ohm impedance, more power would be ideal, but that's pretty much the case even with some of the harder to drive IEMs. So this is not really, we're not getting up into the some of the, I think the Bears that need 300 ohms or not like that. It's 47. The cold season is, I'm planning for Halloween at the end of July because I need August and September to prepare, which means Halloween is coming sooner than you think. That's my mental calendar. So the season for starting to wear stuff that is maybe a little warm on the ear for my part of the world, which is Japan and then north, I suppose, is coming soon. Rainy season in Japan is finishing. That means we got about 7 to 8 weeks of hot weather, and then it's going to start to cool off. So the build up from spring, about April, May, June, we're halfway through it. This would be a good time to consider if you're going to save your money and you want to get something that you can listen to with, as you increase the quality of your source. I've been listening to the best in the portable market. This will scale up with it. If you listen to something like an M11, if you have something, it'll work fine off of that. But I'm using a 4.4 going out to the Aurelius amp. This on a tube is dope. You don't need it, but think about that for a second. You got the Thieaudio M11 for $500. Got the Aurelius amp for $400. That's $1,000 for your amp and your DAP. If you wanted to stack, you can stack it. If you don't, you can pull it off. And these are, I believe, $300 roughly. So for $1,300, you got something that I could walk away from the hobby and say, I'm cool with this. For my over-ears, the comfort is fantastic. Quality of playback and rock and roll is amazing. For hip-hop, it'll do it just as well. As a matter of fact, some of the hits are amazing. How good these do hip-hop. Was it before because I was into such looking for bass stuff that I overlooked at LCD-X, or was that not as good as what people were saying to me? I can't. I don't have them in my possession, so I can't say. Though I will be getting a couple other planars to try to do some comparisons, but these are absolute fantastic. I love these. When I saw the hype going on for the P1, I was thinking, some of you wait, please, but I can't say really what. When somebody says please don't say, and you say I won't, you're kind of done. You made your promise. If I could go back and take that, I would have said in the video, if you're really, really into IEMs and you don't consider earphones, then go for it. But if earphones are part of your collection and you're on a budget, I would say wait a month and add a little bit to that and go ahead and get a set of headphones that you might end up keeping for the rest of your life. I love these. I'm not a headphone. My experience with headphone is walking into Japanese shops and listening to the stuff that other people said are fantastic and listening to my music because I unplug them from the universal things that they got. And because I don't want to listen to jazz or what's the name of that favorite? Time Out, I think is the name of that. Everywhere you go in Japan, you hear that same thing. So I unplug the headphones, plug it into my DAP, and then listen to music on my own terms. And some things I've thought, like the Woodies, the JVC with the wood, nah, not going for that at all. Don't like the way that has the effect. The Sony Z7s when they first came out, Nope, wasn't feeling it. Somebody sent me those. It's a video on my channel. Wasn't feeling that at all either. They said, oh, you got to modify it. Oh, no, I'm not modifying stuff. I'm not buying something for $800, $900 and then opening it up and putting dampening material in it because that is going to make it. How about they make it sound better? I didn't have to do anything with this. Nothing. I just listened to it, felt awesome, called, sent a message, said, yeah, within a certain price range, I think that this would be an absolute superstar, in my opinion. And then came the, please wait. Okay, I'm waiting. And I waited, and then it came. And this is it. It's very nice. I recommend it highly. I'm sure other people are going to get it. Or not. They're my headphones. I just did a video talking about the stuff that I keep and don't let go, or let go and then got back. And this was in that video, but I couldn't say what it was, even as recently as 2 weeks ago. So, and then people say, what is that set? It's this set. I've had it for months beyond the hype honeymoon period. Like where I would have thought, yeah, I guess I was really impressed by that, but then it kind of like love, it goes away for no particular reason. And here I am in July, very stoked that I can say there's going to be a link under this video, and if you're interested in experiencing Planar, which is becoming more affordable and more it's getting better. I think these sound better than the Odysseys that I've had. That automatically, those never made me feel like the micro details without some kind of odd harmonics with the vocals. Can't put my finger on it, but Planar's always got me in a weird way with the vocal tracks, like the Jim Croce or Gordon Lightfoot's. Not that. That didn't do it for me. These play my library really good. So a review for these will be coming up. I'm very happy to finally show it. I wanted to do this before the P1 and others came out because people are not, this is not money trees, like Kendrick Lamar would say. This is people's real, they got limits. If you say, get this, get this, get this, you just took away some of their money. And if you're thinking, actually, if I were them, I would probably be saving for this. If you're not into headphones, I don't know what to say. You might want to get in someday. They do things that in-ear monitors just can't do. And I took 17 minutes that I could have done in 5, and I'm not sorry. We'll be doing a review for this, listening to music, and I'll tell you already that I'll be talking about awesome stuff and how much I love it and how great it is at playing the intro at the Doobie Brothers, how great I can hear the woman's voice in On the Run, how AC/DC, how Bon Scott sounds as good as I've ever heard them in my life. Song after song just absolutely makes my happy feelings come back. Music releases endorphins, and I'm not pronouncing that right. Happy. Earphones are a thing that I use because they're convenient, and they are convenient. Headphones, you can't compare the two. Headphones are, you got a speaker system, but you got kids and you can't because they're sleeping, but you still want to listen to music as close to your speaker system as possible. You know you got to go this way and not with the in-ear monitors. You know it. You know it. Your car audio, you know it. That's the way it is. And for a guy that's been doing earphone after earphone after earphone for quite a while, I would take this over all of those. And I've talked about, how many earphones over $300 have I mentioned on my channel? 100? How many have I loved? 20? How many have I really, really, really pushed strongly? 5? This stomps on all of those. They don't compare to this in any kind of a way. If I were you, I'd sell what you got, get these, get a good source, and then take a vacation with your family and get out of the hobby for a little while. That's what I would do. As a matter of fact, if you notice my slowly collecting stuff that I've let go, and then like yesterday's video with the ASG and the MQ40s, it's a bucket list. Why do you do a bucket list? Because you want to do stuff before you're gone. Why would I be gone? When the joy leaves, you start to take stock, and it's like a typhoon's coming and you got to get the water from the store. You got to do stuff that you know you should have done, but now you feel the pressure to do it. I'm in the mode where I want to make sure I gather all the stuff that I really, really like, because the time might be coming for me to say, I'm taking a break or I'm out. And when I do, I'm set right here. By total chance, this was absolutely, out of 4 items sent to me, the 4th consideration. And it turned out to be the one that 4 months later, I don't even recall what the other 3 things were. I'm about to turn on aircon now because it's warm. There we go. So it's going to come. Fucking love these. Love them, love them, love them. And I'm out. And the review's coming. This was a 20-minute unbox. I know. What the fuck? Big sorry. Not sorry.
Shows live on stage for hoes yelling my name to be precise, ripping